all doing well? This is Pramankur. I'm back once more for an interesting video. But before, I must tell you that this video is going to be very special because this video is actually about dealing with uncertainty. Yes, a life where we find everything is uncertain. In fact, we always keep on guessing that what is going to be the next moment. We don't know what is actually happening in the next 5 minutes. So life is full of how to deal with uncertainty. We know that today life is full of surprises, and I'm sure like nobody loves to get surprised. We always want to plan everything in our life, and that is why we always try to organize ourselves. But don't you think that there are still something in life which is not in our control? So you must be thinking that why I'm here to talk about this topic. Think for a second. Our ancestors who were having hardly very few resources to manage their life, but still they were living a more peaceful and calm life in comparison to what we are living today. Today we are living a world where we have changes every nanosecond. Every single moment we are getting some new things coming up. Technology is flooded everywhere and we are getting simply lost in the technology. We have Facebook, we have WhatsApp, we have so many other social medias, and we are every trying to get so many information. But think of our ancestors never have such mediums, never have such technology, but how they were doing socializing, how they are getting information, and how they are probably living their life. Still, they had success, they had moment of happiness, and they have so much of prosperity. But we believe we are more luckier today because we are immersed in the world of technology, and every nanosecond we are witnessing a new thing to happen. And sometimes it is very difficult for us to even keep track of this information which is going from every side, and it is really a challenge for most of us to get hold of this information because we are having a surge of information. An optimum amount of information is available everywhere, and we don't know that which are really useful and which are not useful. And amidst of all this information, which is rather made to make our life more beneficial, which is going to make our life more easier, we are still facing challenge of knowing ourselves and our future. Still, in this 21st century, you'll find that there are a lot of fortune tellers, tarot card readers, astrologers who are claiming that they can tell about your future. And perhaps that is why so many people still go beeline their chambers to know about the future, because we are still afraid of the word uncertainty. So do you think that uncertainty is bad? We might be living in 21st century. We may have a lot of gadgets. We might be gifted by the boon of internet. So we do not have a means that we can go and Google that what is there in our future. When I'm going to get married, when I'm going to get my job, when I'm going to get the next promotion, or when I'm going to get the next jackpot. So my friends, we all are looking for answers, and that is why I'm here to tell you something today about why uncertainty is good or bad. So, why we try to understand our future? We try to understand our future because we always try to make ourselves aware that how we are going to do tomorrow. Whether I'm going to get a better spouse, whether I'll become richer, whether I'll become a millionaire, or I'll live a miserable life, whether I'll get a good health, how long I'm going to live. All these questions we want to be answered. And that is why we are all curious to know our future. But trust me, if we come to know our future, it will not be that interesting to live the way you are enjoying it today. You imagine you have sat to watch a cricket match and you already know what is the result of that match. Do you think it will be equally interesting for you? Because that time you will think it is already a fixed one. So, do you want your life also to have a match fixed one? Yes, you do not want it to be, because you will lose the thrill of life. You imagine in this way that there is a very famous blockbuster movie which is running in your neighbor theater, and you want to go to that place to watch with your family, and suddenly you find a friend of yours give you a call telling you the story of that movie. So will you listen to your friend? Definitely not, because you will lose the interest of watching the movie. In the similar manner, life also have got some untold things, untold secrets, and most of the time we are really not interested in knowing them, or it is better that we don't know them. Otherwise, every time we begin our work, we will try to know what is the outcome, or even if we know the outcome, don't you think that we lose the interest in doing that? So it will be a prophecy of beginning a work and knowing already the outcome, and in a short we will lose the real interest of doing the work. So sometimes it is good that some things are not explained, because what we consider today is definitely we are trying to think that it is already decided and managed. But remember, life takes its own passage of time, life goes in its own cycle. So we might be thinking that we are able to control everything, but it is not really like that. So I'm going to tell you 5 things which might help you to deal with this uncertainty. The first thing which I'm going to tell you is, let go of the situation. Let us make a practice that whatever happens in life, let us be confident enough in facing them and start accepting the things as it is. As I said, that you cannot every time get control of the situation. So if something has happened or the way things are, let us have that confidence in accepting the way it is. Be assertive enough. You will feel that it is more easier and more comfortable to accept the things as it is. And maybe God has better plan for you tomorrow. And the second thing, which is very important for you, that you need to understand that how you can envision the greater things of life. Most of the time, we end up thinking that if I do not get this, if I do not pass in the exam, if I do not get a good life, what will happen to me? But instead of that, why not we visualize the sunny part of our life, the positive side of the life? We start thinking that how life will become when I will become successful in my examination, when I'll get the job, when I'll start living a positive life. Because when you visualize your positive side, it automatically happens in life. Remember, 15 to 20% you can control your life when you physically take charge of your life. And when you take charge of your emotion and your mind, you take 50 to 60% success. And when you take charge of your life itself, you get 100% success. So, choice is yours. And the third thing I'm going to tell you, my friend, is how you would like to look at yourself in the mirror. That is, how you want to get a reflection. So, the way you are, the way you see yourself, most of us always try to have a kind of reflection in their mind that what will happen if this happens, what will go if we go in this way. But sometimes we are lost in some irrational fears, negative things which always engulf our mind, and we keep on thinking that things will go wrong or things are going beyond our control. But trust me, this really doesn't happen. Rather, our thoughts make things negative. So, get rid of these thoughts. These are useless thoughts. If you really start thinking about the positive things, about how you want the things to happen, you will find that gradually things follow in the same direction. Rather, your negative thoughts are the result of your failure. And even if you fail, think that you should have the confidence in accepting your failure, because at least you get a chance to start fresh. In 1914, in United States, once a factory was burning. There one middle-aged person was standing with his son watching this scene. When people spotted, it was none other than famous scientist Thomas Alva Edison. People started talking to him that, "Sir, why you are so happy?" Then Thomas Edison said that, "I am happy because I got a chance to get rid of all the mistakes and all the failures which possibly I did in this particular factory, and I will get once again a chance to start afresh." So that is the attitude. So you need to have the similar attitude to move ahead in life. And yes, there is no glory if you do not try to get up. So if you fail, nobody is going to say anything. But if you do not try after failing, people will definitely start talking about you. So it is definitely a high chance for you to understand that you have to fight back, come back and see that optimum possibility which is going to make you live a more richer life. And remember, uncertainty is definitely not bad. Rather, it makes life more interesting. If you start watching a movie and you know what is the climax or what is the end scene, probably will lose the interest, or you will not really like watching that program again. So let's understand that life also has got uncertainty, and we need to understand we cannot control everything in life. So my friends, start changing your regime and stop going to those fortune tellers to know about your future. Start focusing on what you have today, because history is past and present is today and future is mystery. So what you have is the gift. So start using the present, because the more you work harder, the work will reflect tomorrow, because tomorrow really doesn't happen. What we do today is our tomorrow. Thank you. Hope you have all got a message in this video, and if you have really liked this video, you can share it to your friend and dear ones so that they can also get a purpose to live and get rid of uncertainty and lead a positive life. And remember, uncertainty is going to give more happiness, and that is a meaning in our life. Thank you. What are you waiting for? If you have still not subscribed me, subscribe my channel and get some more interesting video on positive lifestyle, and hit the bell button so that you can watch some more interesting videos.